Geeks of the Week on a Friday. Hot tea! So this is actually one of the rare occasions that I am filming on a Friday because yesterday I spent most of the day cutting and pinning and cutting and interfacing all of these little pieces here for an Iron Man dress that I'm going to be making for Fanime, and I don't know what made me think this pattern was a good idea. I want to shoot myself. Really quick before I get to the other geeks, I hope everyone had a fun free comic book day. I spent the day helping out at a local shop as Supergirl, and I made a video and put it on my personal channel. So if you want to check out that, I'll put a link. It'll have me derping around with my other local cosplay friends. So Steph, thank you for doing a much better review than I did of Iron Man 3 at 2 in the morning with my uber unnecessary vagueness. Pyro, I watched some of Teen Titans Go, and I'm kind of with Steph on the artwork and with Mario on the general opinion. It's cute, it is cute, but I love the original one so much that it just doesn't quite hold up. I wouldn't mind it if it was one of those like short little snippet things in between shows, but I can't really see myself watching it as an entire show on its own. Lulaco, I enjoyed your anime reviews, and I will definitely look into those probably after Fanime with all of the costuming stuff I still have to do. And Mario, you gave some awesome thoughts on Iron Man 3 as well, and I loved your thought that Tony's greatest villain or obstacle is himself, because that's definitely true. I never really thought about it like that, I suppose, because superheroes usually have, you know, evil villains, but it's definitely true in the latest movie. Okay, so last night was Community's season, maybe series finale, and I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who watches it and hasn't seen it yet, but if it was the series finale, it was a good one. For those who haven't seen it, I highly encourage you to give it a shot because it's a really cleverly written show filled to the brim with geek references and homages to other movies and TV shows. They spent 3 seasons slowly summoning Beetlejuice. But I do have a question for those who watch both Community and Big Bang Theory. I had a discussion with some friends recently, and one of them said she didn't like Big Bang as much because the humor seems more to poke fun at the characters for being nerds, while Community does more of like a tip of the hat to the geek culture. I love both shows and had never really looked at it like that, but probably because I'm on the side of, oh, I get that reference or I get that joke, that's hilarious, rather than, oh god, they're such nerds, it's freaking hilarious. It's a good thing Penny's here. After she said it though, I did kind of see where she was coming from. It doesn't make me love the show any less, but I was wondering if any of you guys had opinions about that, like agree, disagree, don't really care either way, whatever. But anyway, with Community probably ending and shows like The Office is ending soon, I went looking for a list of new shows that are going to be starting in the fall and pilots that are hoping to be picked up, and I decided to take note of the ones that sounded interesting to me because I don't watch like 30 shows already. So there are 2 that are definitely going to be playing, and the first is Sleepy Hollow, which is a modern day telling of the story with Ichabod Crane pulled through time into a world that's like on the brink of destruction for one reason or another, and for some reason he's the only one that can help. I'm not really sure how that will relate to the original storyline, but I'm definitely curious enough to check it out. And the second is Dads, which is going to be a comedy involving Seth Green and Giovanni Ribisi, and it's where their dads come and live with them, but I honestly don't really care what it's about because I'm going to watch it for Seth Green and Giovanni Ribisi. And as for the ones in contention for spots, the first one is obviously S.H.I.E.L.D. That one's a bit of a duh. The second is Super Clyde, which would star Rupert Grint from Harry Potter as a fast food worker who just decides he wants to be a superhero, and that just needs to exist. Super Fun Nights, which would be about 3 nerdy girls, including the hilarious Rebel Wilson from Pitch Perfect, and I guess they're trying to achieve epic nights every week. I'm not really sure what that would entail, but with Rebel Wilson involved, I'm definitely at least gonna check it out. Gothica, which is going to be like a modern day mixture of the stories of Jekyll and Hyde, Dracula, Dorian Gray, Frankenstein, and others, and it kind of sounds like a darker version of Once Upon a Time, and I enjoy that show. Wonderland, which is obviously a twisted tale on the Alice in Wonderland story, which I always enjoy, or at least I hope to. And The Tomorrow People, which basically kind of sounds like Misfits, but with non-delinquents, or heroes maybe. A group of teenagers who are the next step in the evolutionary process, so they have superpowers and they're trying to save the world. It's based on a British series from the 70s of the same name, and I was gonna try to check it out, but sadly it's not on Instant Play on Netflix. But yeah, any of those sound interesting to anyone else? Because I am hoping that at least some of those get picked up. Especially S.H.I.E.L.D. and Super Clyde. In other awesome TV news, after 3 years off air, the IT Crowd is finally coming back for one more episode. For those who don't know about it, it's a weird and hilarious British series about a 3-person IT department where one of them doesn't actually know anything about computers. It is actually on Netflix Instant Play if you want to check it out. There are 4 6-episode seasons because it's British TV and that's just how they run TV shows. Also, tomorrow's Doctor Who episode is another one written by Neil Gaiman. I loved his first one, which was The Doctor's Wife, and this one's actually going to be involving the Cybermen, so tomorrow's gonna be a good day. Okay, that's all I have for you guys this week. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, stay geeky, and we'll see you next week. And I hope everyone's prepared for Star Trek!